everybody gets to see the cats.
What's that, firecracker? What's that, pumpkin?
Welcome back to Mangler 3. I'm here. We're going to continue with Final Fantasy 14. Been a little bit of time. We just finished a special dungeon, so I think you already got it going. Let me double check. Yep, there we go. Alright. Alright, it says rendezvous with Ishtula at, that's the one with the ears. You can find that one. Oh, it's walking distance, so I will just walk. You can teleport for 100, but I think we'll just walk. Let's go, Chocobo. Super fast. Definitely worth it. We're so high. I read somewhere that it's better to have more than one main job. Right now my main job is white mage, obviously, but I have a backup black mage or red mage. No, black mage. Yeah. So I wonder if it's better if I spend a little bit of EXP switching to that one. I'm actually going to switch to that one right now and just see what happens, if I'm able to complete this or not. Alright, if I switch main hand to... How do you switch? That's annoying. Why don't we just... classes and job. Sure. Knowledge edge. Get switch. Oh, don't tell me this is going to be an early enough. Ah, okay. You choose gear set list and then it automatically switches. Okay. So, if I change gear set list to Thaumaturge, click that set, recommend the gear, give it the best or whatever. Okay, so you're not allowed to complete main job quests if you're too low. Okay, so I have to get to 34 between. So maybe I should manually get him up to 34 so he can start getting some of this job production. So I might, I don't know, I might on the side start doing like basic dungeons with him and see if we can level him up. Just an idea. Anyway, just to see what would happen. Glad there's a shortcut. Okay. I'm relieved to see you well, but come, let us discuss your next step. Alright, now I can mount fast military. Always good to know. Keen to discuss your next task. Though word will already be reached Maelstrom Command, protocol requires that a representative of your order inform the High Commander of the mission's success. The honor is rightfully yours, Mage. Once again, I must commend you on a job well done. We shall speak again soon. Alright, they want me to go back to Limsa Laminsa, lower decks. I think we have a shortcut to there, maybe? Or was that my shortcut? That's New Gardenia. Okay. Oh. flying to somewhere else. Takes forever. Can also work on the main quest for White Mage. I think I'm behind on that one too. It's interesting they have a map on level 1 proper procedure. I wonder what that is. Upper decks. Teleport to there. Thank you for coming, Mangler. Word of your triumph reached me some while ago. I am pleased to have it personally confirmed. First Ifrit and now Titan. Truly, when I think of your achievements, I feel the loss of the Warriors of Light less keenly, and there can be no greater compliment than that. You and your order are heroes. People of Limsa Laminsa are forever in your debt. I shall relay the details of your report to the Admiral forthwith. Please send my regards to the Scions of the 7th Dawn. Mangler, this is Minfilia. Ishtula has informed me of your success. You have won a great victory for the people of Eorzea, one that shall not be forgotten. And what is more, both you and Ishtula emerged from Ogamoro unscathed. Why, Tataru and the others seem as glad of that as they did of Titan's fall. You can look forward to a hero's welcome. We'll be awaiting your return at the Walking Sands. There's much to discuss. Godspeed. Oh, she came back. Alright, triple triad. Okay. Alright, well, we know where to go, right? It's in the same place we did. Tickets for that. Wonder if you can equip certain types of armor on 2 different jobs. I bet you can. No reason not to, right? There was a little person at the beginning before. Uh-oh. Oh no! Where'd everyone go? Oh my goodness. This can't be good. They texted me like 5 seconds ago. Maybe she didn't even know. Maybe this all happened while she was. This reminds me of Final Fantasy VIII. Everything goes well at the first 1 or 2, and then yikes. This one is glad, walking one is safe. He's mentally telling me what happened.
We'll be awaiting your return at the Waking Sands. There is much to discuss. Godspeed.
I remember that.
Thank heavens he is safe. Louisoix, do you see? Your light shines brightly in this one, and in time it will illuminate the realm once more. Oh!
Advance no further!
What the heck? It just collapsed. Oh, it's a gun.
We have come for the one who slayed Ifrit and Titan.
Ooh, that's not me.
Bring him forth, or you shall know no mercy.
Confound it! Stay out of sight. I would leave a message with you. I surrender myself, on the condition you spare the innocents.
We'll attack the white mage.
Conditions? There speaks the Supreme Sire. I'll grant you have courage, but you would be better served by armor.
Search all you will. The one you seek is not here.
So it would seem.
Why'd they come here? Shouldn't they go to where Titan was?
And yet you knew to look here. But how?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was
Hold that thought.
Oh, her eyes were like, oh no.
No!
Conditions of surrender denied.
Cease at once!
Have you not done enough?
Perhaps. Enough. We must away. Though we have not found our quarry, the High Priestess of the Scions should suffice for now. They say she also possesses the Echo. I cannot wait to hear her scream. I said enough!
Darth Vader.
We leave! Bring the prisoners.
Walking one Memphilia asked this one to, in case Walking One were returned, this one was to say, at church in East Thanalan, Walking One must claim sanctuary. This one tried to protect Walking One Memphilia from Imperial ones. Forgive this one. Save. We lost Neuraxia. Now we have to go to that church. That's far. Is something troubling you, my son? You have the look of one who has endured great suffering. If there is anything I can do to help, anything at all, you need only ask. Forgive me, Father of sin. Curse my enemy's father. Call down divine vengeance upon those who butchered my friends. Or the wild roses are dead, Father, and I know not what to do. The wild roses, I see. You must speak freely here. We are all friends of the Scions. How? How could this have happened? And You are certain that Minfilia was among those taken by the Garleans. Let us pray no further harm comes to them. You may stay here as long as you wish. It's the least I can do for a friend of Minfilia's. I have known her since she was but a child. Well, do I recall the day of our first meeting. I swore then to do everything in my power to support her, and I will gladly offer the self-same service to her brother and sister Scions. So please, no matter what you require, do not hesitate to ask. Marquez, would you come here for a moment? Yes, Father? If you require assistance, please speak with Marquez. He's a trifle shy, but I assure you he means well. I should explain. Marquez is a survivor of the Battle of Cartano. Alas, his experiences took a terrible toll upon his mind. Had we not taken him into our care, he would surely have perished in the desert. Marquez, I want you to look after Mage. Do you understand? Yes, Father. Personal request to make of you. Excuse me, Meg, if you have a moment. It concerns this broken horloge which was found in my pocket of a man brought here for burial. There is something familiar about it, but just what I cannot say. Perhaps if I tinker with the device, it will come to me. However, I lack the proper tools to do so. I would ask that you journey to Camp Drybone in my stead to obtain a ballpoint chisel and a pair of needle-nose pincers. They are often used by goldsmiths, so perhaps they would be the best for the next. Of course, I do not expect you to flip the bill. Here, take this coin purse. This should cover. A ballpoint chisel, you say, and a pair of needle-nose pincers. Those things don't come cheap, you know. Doll's balls. I mean, yes. That should be sufficient payment. Nice doing business with you. You brought the tools I requested? Something occurs to me. Please wait here for a moment. That was for naught. Though I repaired the device easily, the sensation that stirs within me remains a mystery. But how? How did I do it? These hands, my hands, they moved with a mind of their own, deftly manipulating the clockwork mechanisms. There was no doubt or uncertainty. I knew exactly what to do, as though I had performed the same motions countless times before. Pardon me, Mangler, this was a mistake. Please give the horologe to Sister Eleanor. The man who once owned it is currently in her care. I think it best that it be returned to him. Good evening to you, sir. Have you come to pay your respects to this man? Never before have I seen such a queer device. You say that it measures the passing of time. Mayhap they are more common in Garlemald. I am given to understand that its cities are filled with all manner of amazing technologies. Marquez said that it belonged to the deceased. Oh dear, you don't suppose that the owner might have been a Garlane spy? It may behoove us to notify the authorities in Camp Drivo. But mayhap more importantly, how did Marquez manage to repair this device? I knew he had a talent for the trades, but this goes far beyond mending fences and thatching roofs. Okay, I get a level 34 weapon class. I better level up before you. Let's see what weapon I got. It was an oak radical, which does help with damage. The two-handed conjurer arm. Let's see if this actually helps me or not. I think it does. Yeah, it does. Look at all the equipment. No. Blue staff. Actually, let's save this right now. I recognize you now, Mangler. Allow me to express my deepest condolences for those who lost their lives in the attack. I apologize if discussing this upsets you, but you should know that the bodies of your comrades are presently being removed from the walking sands and prepared for transport here. If you wish to leave this work to others, I understand, but however, taking part might help you to find closure. Alright, we're going all the way back to that place. Bubble. Hey, you don't look like one of them church fellas. Not that I'll turn you away, no sir. As you can see, you got a pile of unidentified bodies over yonder. No one's come to claim them, so off to the lich yard they go. Be thankful you didn't have to go inside and see the carnage for yourself. Plus the stuff of nightmares, I tell you. Gosh darn Imperials. I don't think that quarrel they had with these folks, I don't know what quarrel they had with these folks, and I sure don't want to know. The sooner we put this behind us, the better. Say, ain't I seen you around here before? Or do you just have one of those faces? Never mind. Anyway, there's a carriage come to haul the bodies to the Lich Yard out by the east gate. There's only 8 left to load up, but seeing as I'm exhausted from carrying all the others, I have a mind to leave the remainder to you. You might want to cover your nose while you work. Some of these folks are starting to turn. Oh. It's after that. Yeah, we're okay. What happened to the big fella? Forget it. Just bring the next batch and toss him in the back. Ain't like they'll complain if you're wrong. Well, ain't you a strong one? 4 in one trip. I reckon there's no need for me to lend you a hand. The rest there. Too far below you. Oh, it's upstairs. Come on, let's finish this before I die of old age. That should be all of them. Thanks for the help. We reckon it won't take too long to deliver all the corpses to the Lich Yard. Even so, you might want to hurry back and tell them that our work here is done. All my money flying back and forth across the air. I see that you decided to heed my advice. I pray that, in doing so, you found some small measure of peace. The first carriage from Vesper Bay arrived not long ago, and we've begun preparing your comrades for burial. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like you to know that, for many, death came quickly. Rest assured that we will treat them with the utmost respect and do everything we can to shepherd them to false health. Although we can perform rites for most of the Scions, there's one whom we cannot accept. We would like you to return this one to her people, the Sylphs of Little Solace. It is only proper that she be given into the care of her friends and family, so that they may mourn for her in accordance with Sylphic traditions. This one is surprised to see Walking One in Little Solace. How can these ones assist Walking One? Noraxia, but this one does not understand. Comuxio, this one has heard much wailing. This one would know that what has caused such distress. Terrible news, Elder One. Awful news. Walking One has returned to Little Solace, but why? These ones have not requested further aid. Noraxia, how did this happen? Explain everything in this to this once, at once. To this one at once. So not only Noraxia, but many of Walking One's friends were lost as well. Noraxia went to Faudelon at the behest of this one. Walking One was with Noraxia at the end. Tell this one that Noraxia was brave. Tell this one that Noraxia did not suffer. This one is glad to hear Walking One's words. Thank you for bringing Noraxia home, Walking One. These ones also wish to thank Praying Ones. Tell Praying Ones, these ones will remember this kindness. This one demands vengeance. Imperial Ones must pay. Imperial Ones must suffer. When the time comes for Walking Ones to face Imperial Ones, do not forget these ones. These ones would not have Noraxia's death be for naught. These ones will fight. If these NPCs didn't understand at all. Thank you. We thank you for your service to the church and to the Sylphs. You may be pleased to know that in your absence we entered the remaining scions in the Lich Yard. Perhaps you still wish to do more for your friends. If so, I would remind you that you have already done so much on their behalf. Please take a rest and set aside your burdens for now, Midheart. Alright, that's good, but it's if I'm not to sip of war, which I'm not, so I got that one. Alright, now let me to go in here, or rest. Talk to Marquez. We can get more duckbills, that's good. I'm not imagining it, Mangler. I know I'm being watched. This is different, sinister. It's as if I am under observation. The feeling comes and goes, but I felt it when last I ventured outside. Yes, I know it. I felt it. Will you look outside for me, please? It will only take a moment. attacked, weren't you? Are you unharmed? Thank the gods. I knew it. He was watching me. But why was he watching me? What did he want with me? Did he perhaps know something of my past? If only I could have asked him. I need to think. Please allow me a moment alone. Wait, Father Iliad must hear of this. Will you tell him for me? It's important. I think others may come for me again. Heavens forfend that such a thing should happen on holy ground. Do you have any idea who this man was? Did you notice anything distinctive about his garb or possessions? He had an imperial short sword. This is Garlean steel, which means the man who was watching Marquez was. Make haste to Camp Drybone at once. We must summon the immortal flames before more Imperials come.
I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate. At ease, adventurer. I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the scions of the Seventh Dawn. And to that end, I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master Sid Garland. I have come for you.
Sid, that's the airship guy. In every other game.
I fear you are mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at Cartano. I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait, Hear me, Sid. Eorzea needs you.
He's got an ulterior motive. Or an ulterior name, anyway.
Sid, was it? Here. These belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right. Our time together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life. But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
Who are you? Alfino Leveilleur, at your service. As a scion of the Seventh Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order of the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Eorzea. The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the three city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction, leaving the scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all. The Ixal have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak. her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals. Worse, in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength. Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled. If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary. And for that, we need an airship. Your airship, Sid.
That's Sid, the airship pilot.
I have an airship?
Yes, Sid, you do. Your very own airship. It was last seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the calamity. So let us begin our search there.
An airship? My airship? Oh, wait.
Come, let us put an end to the primals. Together, we will show the world that the Scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
They need my airship. They need me.
Alright, we got Plague made decision or he who waited behind. Parting words for you and the others. For a curious twist of fate, the Master Sid Garland would at last be found within our church. It defies imagination. Beg your pardon, Mangler. You wish to find this airship, yes? I know not how much truth there is in it, but there is a tale known as the final flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the calamity, much like the Great Kobu Wall of Ulda. It states that the Enterprise flew northwest from Gridania toward Corythus. If true, the airship would have passed through the North Shroud, likely over Fall Gourd Float, closest in settlement to Corythus. Mayhap the Serpents stationed there have records of the events that transpired that day. I'd hoped you would rest from your journeys for a time, but I see that the world still has need of you and the Scions. Pray look after yourself and Sydney. Nope. Sergeant. Is there aught I can assist you with, sir? The Enterprise. You speak of Master Garland's ship, yes? I needn't refer to the records. I know that the airship was sighted overhead 5 years ago, clearly bound for Corythus. What became of it after that, I cannot say. If you wish to know more, pray speak with Mortifort Florentel's spire. He was on duty that day and saw it with his own eyes. I am unsure what it is you hope to accomplish, though. Even should you locate the ship, would you not need to pay Master Garland's caliber to fly it? I hear tell that the machinery is fiendishly complex. You've come in search of Vardafart. Then well met, for you have found him. Indeed, I have served as a whaler for many years, since before the great snows came to Corus. What exactly is this about? Ah, the final flight of the Enterprise. I do indeed remember that day. Probably take the money after this. 'Twas on the eve of the Battle of Cartano, nigh on 5 years ago. I held the spire alone that night, while the bulk of our forces marched to meet the enemy in the field. And all of a sudden, the most fantastic airship I'd ever seen splits the skies overhead. I could only watch in shock as it disappeared over the mountains to the northwest. If the Enterprise wasn't destroyed during the calamity, I'd wager it's still somewhere in Corus. The astrologians at the observatorium may have records which could help. But to obtain them, you would need to deal with the Ishgardians who control the region. I wouldn't expect much, though. The high houses have long been concerned with their own affairs above all else. While Dalamud descended, they took shelter behind their caves, and even now they have little regard for the plights of other nations. Nevertheless, they may deign to assist you should you prove yourself useful. Consider providing your services to the soldiers who guard the observatorium. Though they may refuse you at first, I've little doubt they would accept aid freely offered. Camp Dragonhead. It's never been. Nothing here. Foundation. Let's try even over here. Offense this. Alright, so that's right here. So maybe Black Shroud over there. Or is this? Oh. So we can just walk there. It's right on the inside of that. Maps are Fourth, Central High Ground. Wow, it suddenly got cold. That is fake as can be. Okay. There's a dungeon straight ahead. Cold reception, settlement over there. Way over there, burn before reading. I'm gonna go past so I can get that and attune it and then come back. If I can. Run faster, faster, it's so slow. Ooh. Scratch me back. Going to fate. Left to fate. Oh brother, where art thou? How creative. Chocobos have quickly gone out of style. Skywatcher. I wonder if Skywatcher can get me back. Okay. We're good for now. Now I'm going down health a little faster. Feral Proc. Very good. Another job. Sure, why not? First, decasterial observation. Excuse me, can you repeat that? I wish to offer your services to... You wish to offer your services to House Durindir? And what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? Oh, how absurd. As if we would permit an outsider to peruse the records of the observatorium. Do not mistake our courtesy for friendliness. The Holy See of Ishgard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands. But we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. Okay. This cannot equip gear to bed. Linen robe. Or okay. Sir Ludois is doing his utmost to intimidate you into leaving. Alone, have mercy, are you still here? You may take shelter within our walls if you insist, but do not distract me while I'm on duty. We're stretched thin as it is. And where is that knight I sent on patrol? He should have returned ages ago. Perhaps I can't have a use for you after all. You wish to aid us, search the wilds to the west for the missing man. You will know him by his uniform, that of House Durindir, as is mine. Not far at all. Healed over to Nigga. using melee with Mage. If it wasn't for you, sir, I reckon they would have finished me off. Despicable dragon-loving bastards. Death was a mercy they didn't deserve. I prayed the rumors were mistaken, but this confirms the worst. I must immediately inform my superiors that the heretics are operating within this region. Farewell, dear friend. I must say, I didn't actually expect you to find my Knigget, much less rescue him. I see I may have been premature in my judgment, sir. We are a proud people, beholden to tradition, but that does not mean we are without humility. I shall instruct the astrologians to entertain your request. However, understand that it is ultimately your decision, their decision, whether or not you may peruse their records. Pray proceed to the observatorium and introduce yourself to Edna. It's gonna have like mine. Ah, the gentleman come in search of the airship. This is highly unorthodox. Whatever could Sir Ludovic be thinking? It is true that we maintain meticulous records which stretch back generations. However, because this information is used to chart Drovanian activity, access is strictly controlled. One can never be too careful with heretics and their sympathizers lurking about. If you would persist with your inquiries, pray seek an audience with Chief Astrologian for Lemort up above. Yes, I'm riding a chocobo inside your building because I can. He just ran off to nowhere. No, absolutely not. Have you any inkling what it is you ask? Were our records to fall into the wrong hands, it could change the course of the war which has raged for generations. I speak not of some mere spat between southern nations. Ours is a holy crusade, and we are the arbiters of Helon's will. I will not put our great nation at risk, certainly not to help a foreigner locate a missing airship of all things. Pardon the intrusion, for Lemort. I wished to speak with you regarding the recent... Oh, I did not realize you had a guest. Inquisitor Guillaume, you honor us with your presence, sir. The gentleman was just leaving. Ah, you must be the one who rescued House Durnadurs and Knigget from those heretics. Doubtless they feel indebted to you. I am told you seek an airship last seen in Corinthus 5 years ago, yes? You come to us at an inconvenient time, I fear. Much has changed in the intervening years, and little for the better. While I wish you the best of luck in your search, I would also strongly advise caution. The snows can come quickly in Corinthus. One moment you feel as though you have a firm grasp of your surroundings, safe and secure in your knowledge, and next you may find yourself in a wholly unfamiliar situation, blind to the dangers hidden by the blizzard. It would be wise for you to focus on a single landmark while traveling. Do not give in to temptation and deviate from your course. That was a hint. I was not aware you aided House Dunderdare in that fashion. Thank you, sir. Nevertheless, my decision stands. I cannot give you what you seek. But my coworker over here, Michael, is attempting to attract your attention. Yeah, with ring notes. You there, sir. I could not help but overhear your conversation with the chief astrologian. There may be a way I can assist you, but it would require that you perform for me a favor in exchange. An associate of mine is yet to return from his expedition to the cliffs east of the observatorium. He was adamant that he could conduct his observations alone, despite the presence of Ixal in the vicinity. If you would seek out this astrologian and confirm that he's well, it would be of great comfort to me. Astrologian. Okay, so we just go east. I don't really want to jump all the way. If I go up there. Could go up and go, but we never can. The mountains will break when fall. Nope. Going down to one. There's my stuff in damage. I feel like a cheater, but also. To see someone other than that gosh darn Birdman. I thought I could finish my work while the Ixal were away. They returned far quicker than I anticipated. It was all I could do to hide and hope they might leave again before I froze to... Wait, who are you? You're not one of the candidates. A man from House Thunderdare cannot be seen in the company of an unbeliever. Good day, sir. Pumpkin. Yeah. The arrogant fool returned not long before you arrived, muttering about the disgrace of having been rescued by an unbeliever. Serves him right for underestimating the dangers our candidates face every day. Ah, but you are eager to locate the airship. It may surprise you that by saving him, you have already aided your own cause. House Durandare is quick to regard outsiders with suspicion, as it is their duty to sound the alarm at the first sign of Dravanian aggression. Yet you have already aided them twice. for which they are honor bound to repay you. Even so, they will not grant you the access to the observatorial records. That is just as well, for there are other ways you might locate your missing airship. What I propose to you is that you petition Lord Portalane for an official introduction to the other high houses. The word of House Durandare carries tremendous weight in Ishtar. Should the captain consent, you will have little trouble obtaining information from the other high houses. Whatever that means. Okay, so we gotta climb and then go northwest. There he is, Portalane. You caused quite a stir in your short time here. First you slay two heretics and save the Knigget, and now I hear you have rescued a man of our house. I imagine you desire something for your troubles. An introduction to the other high houses, I cannot deny you that you have given us no cause to distrust you. But while you have performed 2 acts, you would have me endorse you to 3 high houses? It is only fitting that you aid us one final time, wouldn't you agree? Okay, so I have to pick one. This one helps. 3 for 3. Lord Portalane requires that you perform a 3rd task on behalf of House Durandare. Now, I understand you're very eager to find your missing airship. Worry not, for this task should take a man of your skills but a moment to complete. Not long ago, a porter bound for Skyfire Locks was ambushed on the road due west of here. Though he escaped with his life, he would very much like his wares as well. On the off chance any portion of his shipment remains, it would have you travel to the scene of the robbery, bring back what you find. Lest you intend to perform only a cursory search, bear in mind that recovering the stolen merchandise will endear you to House Palinart, further improving your chances that they indulge your request for aid. That would be down and take this, will they get attacked? Apparently not. How about this one? There's no purpose behind it. Probably get attacked. Yes. They're being sleep you with arrow in your sleep. Watched by who? Have you good tidings to share, or better yet, stolen merchandise to show? There you go. Gods bless you, friend. It's all here, every last, oh wait, that chest over there looks like it might have been pillaged. Bloody else. That's the personal property of Lord Francel, too. Are you certain? Clearly an attempt was made to open it, but the lock appears to have held. Nevertheless, if you wish to verify the contents against your shipping manifest, be my guest. Fury take me, a draconian rosary. In the possession of Lord Francel. Yet, perhaps this is not so difficult to fathom. House Halenart is whispered to be infested with heretics. Thank you for bringing this matter to my attention. I shall inform the Inquisitors immediately. Under these circumstances, I must strongly advise against associating with House Halenart. Your other introductions will need to be postponed as well. It is the duty of every Ish Guardian to root out and destroy heretics. All else must wait until this matter is resolved. Alright, next job quest. I learned Medica 2. Which is... Can I switch that for this? I'm gonna just raise you up here. Let me put Medica 2 here. Oh, there's Medica 2 here. Alright, so Medica 2 is now here, and 1 is still there just in case I don't have a dungeon, which is quests. Level 50, awesome. The Rose and the Unicorn. Important to tell you. Come closer, lad, and listen well. This is for your ears only. Lord Francel is no heretic. He is a goodly, righteous man, wholly dedicated to the cause. I know this because I served House Halenart for years prior to the calamity. You must go to Skyfire Locks and warn him of the coming storm. The Inquisitors are ruthless and will spare him no mercy. Speak to him of an Edelweiss, and he will know you for a friend. Just not. Dragonhead. Yes, you look as though you have something to say, do you? I seek an audience with the bearers of the White Lily. I will go whither the wild rose blooms. Is that an Edelweiss in your pocket, or are you happy to meet me? I see, Sir Carlot. Has not forgotten my mother's favorite flower. A pity it has not been seen in Corotha since the calamity. You may speak freely here, friend. That's absurd. I would sooner die than become a thrall of the dragons. Alas, it matters little what I say at this point. Although the Draconian Rosary was not found in my possession, it will still be considered by many to be proof of my heresy. I must do my utmost to prove my innocence to the Inquisitors, or if they harbor even the slightest doubt. This will only add weight to the incessant accusations our house has suffered of late. It's as though the gods themselves are plotting our fall. You risk much by coming here. It is only proper that I recompense you for this deed. Tell me what you desire, I shall do my best to provide. The missing airship, I see. It may require a prolonged effort to locate your quarry. I shall direct you to one in the better position to assist you. Lord Archifont of House Fortemps command the garrison at Camp Dragon. Present to him this letter of introduction, and he will surely be receptive to your needs. Alright, and he's in this area, and we actually have a shortcut to there, so I will go ahead and walk this whole thing through there. Ah, the unmistakable swagger of a well-traveled adventurer. If you are come to pay your respects, be at ease, friend. I am not one to stand on formality. Truth be told, I would gladly welcome many and more brave souls like yourself. But enough chatter. Pray tell me why you have come. If there is any justice in this world, these charges will receive no serious consideration. It is beyond inconceivable. Ah yes, the letter made mention of a pressing matter for which you required assistance. What might that be? Looking for an airship. You know where it is. So this enterprise you speak of was last seen above Corinthus before the calamity 5 years ago. I fear it may prove difficult to find any eyewitnesses to these events. For while Ishgard did not participate in the Battle of Cartanel, we were embroiled in our own internal conflicts at the time. Nevertheless, I will make inquiries on your behalf and share with you my findings in the future. In the meantime, please enjoy the hospitality of Camp Dragonhead. I will see that you are afforded every courtesy as a guest of House Fortemps. Lord Archifont has a proposal for you for how you might participate in his investigation. As you've doubtless realized by now, the high houses of Ishgard, House Fortem included, are either unable or unwilling to offer you formal assistance in your search. However, that does not mean that there are not influential individuals within each house who are sympathetic to their cause. I shall be sending missives to their various representatives in Ishgard, though I suspect it would be quicker and more efficient if you were to make inquiries on your own. Lady Ninny of mine own House Fortemps, who resides here in Camp Dragonhead, rather enjoys the company of travelers. There is also Cravelin of House Halenart, who can be found at Skyfire Locks, though any information you acquire from the scribe may prove difficult to parse. Have you spoken with the chief astrologian of House Durandar yet? Really? Perhaps he will be more accommodating once I inform him that you are a friend of the House Fortemps. Do not concern yourself with House Zamiel. I shall contact them myself. Seek the counsel of the three I mentioned and return to me in the Why, hello, good sir. What's that? An airship, you say? I hate to disappoint you, but I know nothing of what you speak. Likely no one in House 4 Times does. Or if they did, I would definitely know as well. The topic on everyone's lip these days is what will become of young Lord Franco. Some say the allegations are long overdue, given how many members of House Halenard have been found guilty of heresy in recent days. Oh, that was quick. And we're gonna go back down here, talk to them, and then go down and talk to them. Alright, so. Taste it. Ooh, that's great. We'll attack the feral crocs. The pack. Probably down here. Alone grant me strength. There must be some way to... Oh, who are you? A friend of Lord Harchefon. If you want... I want to help you, I truly do. But these accusations of heresy have thrown House Halenard into chaos. Right now, we must focus on combating these charges and preserving our reputation. That was not helpful. Hello again, Mr. Boo Boo. Ooh, you're scratching your back again. Fall in the middle, buddy. Come on. Yeah, we made it all the way here in auto run. I gather you've been busy since we spoke. Lord Harchefon's missive was positively glowing. But if you think that his endorsement is cause for me to disregard Ishgardian policies, then you're sorely mistaken. We're at war, sir, and the enemy grows bolder by the day. Why? In the short time since Inquisitor Guillaume arrived at Corythus, countless heretics have been discovered, even amongst the elite of Ishgardian society. If Lord Harchefon wishes to waste his days chasing after a long-lost airship, then that is his choice. But if he expects others to share in his folly, then he's truly blind to the present state of affairs. Sure to him. That was close. Not walking that again. By your countenance, I take it you did not learn anything of use. Nor did I, after It seems the whole of Corinthus is consumed by this talk of heretics in high houses. We can only hope that my sources of Ishgard provide more pertinent information. Alright, this guy will give me a level 36 coffer. Concerned about his well-being, I had another personal request to make of you. This concerns Lord Francel, of whom much has been whispered in recent days. I have received a report that he and three Kniggetts were seen heading north toward Steel Vigil. The outpost was long ago overrun by the Dravanian horde, so I am not certain what he intends to accomplish with such a small force. Whatever his motives, I fear for his safety. Pray journey to the Steel Vigil and see if Lord Francis' party requires assistance. Alright, that's way north of here. Storage. It's a lot of... I guess we're done. By himself. Who goes there? Mangler? No, stay back. The fiend is still here. Bye-bye. And now there's an unsettled Knigget over there. And probably there's another guy next to him. I heard the beast's cries from over yonder. Then Lord Francel is safe? Bless you, sir, bless you. Curse those fiends. It's as though they knew we were coming. That you, Firecracker? Confound it all. How are we to redeem House Halen next if we cannot even slay a single Avis? We are fortunate you came along when you did, sir. House Halener will remember your kindness. It was a foolish thing to do, I know, but I had hoped we might demonstrate our devotion by slaying a member of the Scale King. Moreover, it was House Halenart that yielded the Steel Vigil to the Horde many years ago. One might say that our defeat here heralded a slow decline of our house's once great name. We have been brought even lower by these despicable accusations of heresy, and despite my best efforts, I have done naught to improve the situation. The day of my trial approaches. Soon I must accept the judgment of the Inquisitors. whatever that may be. But even should my protestations fall on deaf ears, I will proclaim my innocence to my dying breath. What you find at the Steel Vigil? Ah, I see, a reckless plan, but at least it did not cost him and his syndicates their lives. I have news for you as well. A witness of the final flight of the Enterprise has been found. Alas, there is a complication. It has become common knowledge that you paid a visit to Lord Francel at Skyfire Locks not long ago. Upon learning of this, the witness became understandably reticent to make your acquaintance for fear of being seen in the company of a man who might later be declared a heretic. A not unreasonable fear, given the zeal with which Inquisitor Guillermo has conducted his investigations. In any case, if we wish to obtain his testimony, we must first clear Lord Francis' name, and by association, yours. Okay, so we got a level 36 stuff in the coffer. And we got an oak cane, which helps. Helps slightly, but it helps. Lord Harchiffon suspects that someone is conspiring against him. Lord Francel. As I see it, the key to providing Lord Francel's innocence is discrediting the evidence against him. I speak of the draconian rosary found in the chest you just recovered. If you would, please tell me of the incident in question. So, it was found in a locked chest labeled as the property of Lord Francel. If the rosary was not his, then someone else with access must have planted it. Here's what you must do. Return to Skyfire Locks, speak with Rickman. He works closely with the porters who ferry goods across Coerthus, so he may have some inkling of who could be responsible. Someone tampering with the shipments? Fury strike me down. If all them rosaries found in our people's possessions were planted. Hey now, don't you give me that look, lad. I'm a House Hallinart man, through and through. This heresy nonsense is bad for me and my family, too. I ain't saying the porters what were bringing the shipment did it, though I know most of them. What work the trade routes, and I've never had cause to question their faith. But if it wasn't them neither, then your guess is as good as mine. After all, most of every shipment is thoroughly inspected before it. Eh? Could it have been the fellas who were responsible for the inspections? Ha! Ishgardian Knigets and Inquisitors, the lot of them. As if they'd ever turn their cloaks. Reckon that means the porters are your most likely suspects. Hate to think it, but maybe you should question them. There's a crew coming to Camp Dragonhead from Whitegrim Front this eve. You might consider having a word with them. Dragon Head is way there. I thought I was like, where am I? Oh, I'm south. I'm replacing it all. Apathetic portion. Beg your pardon, you suspect that we porters have been planting draconian rosaries in House Alanart's shipments? What nerve! If you truly believe such nonsense, search our parcels and see what you find. We found a draconian rosary hidden inside the parcel. We found a draconian rosary hidden inside the parcel. Are we finished? If so, I would appreciate an apology. Brand of an unbeliever and enemy. Look what we found. But that's impossible. Once the Knigget at White Broom Front completed their inspection, I loaded the parcels into the wagon myself. If I had been the culprit, I would never allowed you to search my shipments. Say what you will to Lord Harchefont. I will not be held accountable for this. Yeah, I think you just got caught, and you were trying to use that as an excuse. Nice try. Something happened outside? I thought I heard shouting. Ah, but more importantly, what did Rickman have to say? More draconian rosaries, and every single parcel bound for Skyfire locks. That beggars belief. Even the Inquisitors must acknowledge that this is no more than a crass attempt to sully House Alanart's reputation. Whoever's responsible has overplayed his hand. Praise alone that he did. Lord Francis' trial is upon us, and we must act now for his fair's name. Need your help to clear the name. From the very first, I knew it could not be that so many members of House Alanart are heretics. At first, we can give the lie to these poisonous allegations and put an end to this travesty. I will see to prepare a formal statement regarding these developments for the Holy See. In the meantime, I would have you bear my words to Inquisitor Brady. Tell her that House Fortemps demands that Lord Francis' trial be postponed until a full investigation has been conducted. Alright, Brady. What is it, my child? Lord Harchefont would have the Inquisitors do what? But that is not possible. Inquisitor Guillaume presides over Lord Franchell's trial at Witch Drop, even as we speak. Fear not, if Lord Franchell is indeed innocent, he shall walk in Halloween's halls with the fallen heroes of Witchcraft. Taken Lord Francis to Witch Drop, this is madness. The Inquisitor does not have sufficient grounds to subject him to that matter of trial. I will not stand idly by and allow an innocent man to die. Mangler, I would dispatch you and one of my Knigets to Witchdrop to forestall the proceedings until such time as I am able to join you and petition Inquisitor Guillemot in person. I will endeavor not to keep you waiting too long. Do whatever you must to keep Lord Francel alive. I guess I have to walk. People must be told. What's that over there? Hail, Mingler. As you can see, Lord Francel yet lives. We must try to reason with the Inquisitor. But if his guards judge us a threat, we must also be prepared to defend ourselves. Duty calls. Commence battle. Level sinks in effect. It's going to drop me down to 42. Joachim Charlemagne Francel de Helenert. You stand accused of heresy against the Holy See of Ishgard. Is there aught you wish to say in your defense? Hear me, brothers, these charges are false. The men and women in my line have ever opposed the Darvanians, and I am no different. Since the very birth of our nation, we have gladly shed blood in service to the Holy See. Condemn me, and you will strike a blow to the enemies of Ishgard. It is for Allah alone to judge if you speak the truth. Prove your innocence in the eyes of God's enemy. Leap from the cliff and entrust your faith to the fury. The righteous shall take their place in Elrond's hills, while the wicked shall reveal their decaying forms and be put to the sword. In the name of House Fortemps, I beseech you, stay your hand. Inquisitor, we are come on behalf of Lord Harshafon. My lord has uncovered evidence which suggests that the charges against Lord Francel are without merit. We humbly request that these proceedings be suspended until such time as a full re-examination of the facts has been conducted. Lord Harshafon has allowed his personal relationship with the accused to cloud his judgment. That he should harbor private doubts I might have allowed, but that he would dare interfere in legal proceedings sanctioned by the Holy See, I cannot. I defy the will of an Inquisitor is to commit heresy, a crime for which there is but one punishment. We must hold them until Lord Harshafon arrives, and remember, no harm can come to the Inquisitor. change the difficulty, but keep it normal for now. I'll just keep my health a little higher. Alright, we're going after the sure again. is not our intention to defy the will of the Archbishop, but this trial, like many others, I fear, has been orchestrated by enemies of House Helena. They have used you and your fellows to sow discord. Inquisitor, to set brother against brother, we must tear ourselves apart. I fear the fevered imaginings of a desperate man. What proof do you have of this? Here's the rosary. By the fury, a draconian rosary. When the Knigget was who refused to yield, it was he who summoned the wyvern. A heretic in the ranks of the Temple Kniggets. This has grave implications. Your claims would appear to have merit, Lord Harchefont. I shall withdraw my charges against Lord Francel pending further investigation. I trust you've not lost sight for which brought you to Corinthus, Mangler. Pray locate your errant airship and use it. Lord Harchefont, I have not the words to express my gratitude, but why would you risk your reputation to save mine? Because I know you, boy. You were too loyal to betray Ishgard and too devout to question your sentence. Had we been any slower, you would have jumped of your own free will. I would have done whatever it took to redeem House Halenart. Praise Helone, it did not come to that, but it profits us to dwell on what might have been. Let us quit this place, Mangler. Pray visit me at Camp Dragonhead once you have recuperated. Alright, well that's a good stopping point. I'm going to go ahead and cut the video. Let me double check see anyone else is streaming. I think. Oh, Weenie Honey is... Let's raid Leanie Honey real quick, but I can only stick around for a second. There we go. And it's going. Okay, 10 seconds. Have a wonderful weekend. See you guys next time.